Jinger Duggar and Jeremy Vulo are back to podcasting, and their recent episode addressed what it was like growing up with 18 siblings. Jeremy couldn't relate, as he is one of three. He seemed interested in hearing what she had to say, but he'd likely heard it 1,000 times. The Counting on Star talked about everything from the bus they used to travel with to their food insecurity. It wasn't shocking to learn that sometimes food was scarce, especially seeing some of that in the earlier episodes filmed with the family. Things did get slightly better once the TV money started coming in and camera crews were around. With Jinger being open about what it was like growing up in certain instances, it was easy to see why the Duggar family did some of the things it did, especially when it came to Jinger Duggar's seriousness with the garden. Jinger usually does her best not to criticize, but the conversation around food likely weighed on her. When the topic of food came up, Jinger Duggar had a few things to say. She was the sixth child, and 13 more were born after her. Jinger was a buddy team captain, helping to raise her siblings. She is against this, so she intends not to have many children. Jinger discussed what it was like at mealtimes with her siblings, revealing that some of them would eat in the bathroom so that they could eat. Sometimes, things were eaten directly out of a can, including ravioli and green beans. One of the meals the Duggar family was famous for making was tater tot casserole. It was made with cheap ingredients, and making it stretch was easier. Jinger Duggar addressed the tater tot casserole debacle, revealing that not everyone liked it because the Duggars made it so often. Whenever the Duggars had guests, they would request that the tater tot casserole be made. One sibling who continues to make the comfort food is Jill Duggar. She recently shared a photo of her version of the tater tot casserole, which included melted cheese all over the top of the tater tots. We imagine that based on their palates, Jinger and Jeremy Vulo likely don't have the meal on rotation in their home. They much prefer pizza. Jinger Duggar's new book may be the latest grenade tossed at the reality show family. Can they really survive another blow? The former reality star is set to release a follow-up to Becoming Free Indeed. My Story of Disentangling Faith from Fear, the memoir Duggar penned last year that delved into her complicated childhood and the relationship with her parents. Prior to that book, Jinger and her husband Jeremy wrote something called The Hope We Hold. Finding peace in the promises of God. How can they possibly top such tomes? On January 14, Jinger will come out with People Pleaser, Breaking Free from the Burden of Imaginary Expectations, which is described on Amazon as some sort of self-help book. Are you a people pleaser? Can you even begin to measure how the approval of others has shaped your heart and mind, your faith and relationships, your habits and identity? Reads the synopsis on Amazon. In People Pleaser, New York Times best-selling author Jinger Vulo shares her personal journey of constantly seeking approval from others and how she found her true identity. As the description continues, it hints that Jinger is ready to dive deeper into some of the decisions she made while she was under her father's roof and how she feels about her own identity today. From childhood to early adulthood, Jinger Duggar Vuolo followed the expectations of others, never taking the time to discover who she truly was. It wasn't until she asked herself the question, "Who am I?" that she realized she was a people pleaser. This realization led her on a journey of self-discovery and ultimately to rely on God for her approval and sense of self-worth. Inga hopes this book will inspire others to embark on a similar journey towards freedom, states Amazon, referring to how Duggar has become at least a little bit estranged from her evil parents. She's at least been very critical of the church in which she was raised. This is how the Amazon synopsis concludes. Through her faith and reliance on God, Jinger began to break free from the need for approval and discover true freedom. This book is a guide for anyone struggling with people-pleasing tendencies and seeking to find their true identity and purpose in life. Learn how to discover the beauty of community and how we were made to enjoy others. Identify sin and how it can hinder your ability to be in community with one another. Diagnose yourself with ruthless honesty but without judgment. Understand who you are in God's eyes. Maybe to move back to Arkansas, but maybe to purchase a larger place with the advance she likely received for this book. If she was given such an advance, it can be deduced that there are at least some juicy bits in the book that throw the family under the bus. And as for her relationship with the family, things have been rather hush-hush as of late. But that's because she's keeping all the really big bombshells a secret for the book. All will be revealed January 2025. Jinger Duggar is opening up about her decision to expand her closet and begin wearing pants, a change she made after living more than 2 decades without them in her wardrobe. One of Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar's 19 children, Jinger wore only skirts and dresses while growing up, as seen on the family's former TLC show, 19 Kids and Counting. My mom had always dressed us girls in skirts and dresses, a standard that was taken from Deuteronomy 22:5, which says, "A woman shall not wear a man's garment," ESV, and I never really questioned it. Jinger, 27, writes in her and husband Jeremy Vuolo's new book, The Hope We Hold, Finding Peace in the Promises of God, on sale now. Modesty was a huge topic in our house, and we believed that wearing skirts instead of pants was a central part of being modest. But I wanted to discover for myself what the Bible had to say, continues the Arkansas native. Worthy Books, a division of Hachette Book Group, incorporated The Hope We Hold. After marrying Jeremy, 33, in November 2016 and relocating to Laredo, Texas, where he worked in ministry, Jinger would often have alone time at home, where she began digging into the Bible, she recalls in the book. Since Jeremy and I had begun studying scripture together, I had become more aware of the different beliefs and doctrines Christians held, the counting on star rights. I realized that not everyone interpreted different passages of scripture the way I always had, and I wanted to find out why. She continued studying scripture, listening to sermons and reading commentaries, in addition to discussing her thoughts with Jeremy. Growing up, I had a set of standards that I took as givens, she states in the book. But as she re-examined and compared them to scripture, my convictions were changing. Through her studies, she realized that biblical modesty is deeper and more profound than wearing skirts instead of pants, she writes in The Hope We Hold. Modesty isn't only about what you wear, it's about the position of your heart. Wanting to follow what the Bible said and searching through it for answers, Jinger notes that she never found a passage specifically forbidding women from wearing pants. Jinger Duggar Instagram Jim Bob Duggar, Jinger Duggar Vuolo, Jeremy Vuolo, and Michelle Duggar. At the time, Jeremy was admittedly caught off guard when Jinger came to me questioning whether she should continue to only wear skirts and dresses, he writes. His goal, he continues, wasn't to tell her what to do or make the decision for her, but simply to point her back to Scripture. I saw in her a true desire to understand what the Bible said and do exactly that, just as I had since the day we met. Finally, upon finding certainty from the Bible, my heart was free, Jinger writes in the book, adding that she felt no inner conflict when she started wearing pants for the first time. But the change wasn't easy. Jinger struggled with holding a belief that went against her conservative family's stance. I knew they deeply cared about their convictions, and I didn't want to hurt them now that I didn't share those convictions, she writes, adding that she felt emotional as I worried that my parents would think I didn't appreciate how I was raised. Ultimately, she came to the realization that she had to walk in truth and follow what I knew the Bible said, adds the mother of 2, who shares daughters Felicity, 2, and 5-month-old Evangeline Jo with Jeremy. Jinger Vuolo Instagram Jeremy Vuolo and Jinger Duggar Vuolo with their daughter. Currently, the couple is living in Los Angeles, where Jeremy is pursuing graduate studies at the Master's Seminary. In recent days, God has made it overwhelmingly clear to us that He is leading us out of Laredo. Through much prayer and counsel, the next step for our family is to relocate to Los Angeles to attend Grace Community Church as Jeremy pursues graduate studies at the Master's Seminary, they told POPL in March 2019. As excited as we are to begin this new adventure, leaving Laredo this July will be one of the hardest things we've ever done. Our friends here have become like family, they continued. Please pray for us as we open this new chapter of our lives. Jinger Instagram, Jinger Duggar and Jeremy Vulo. The release of Jinger and Jeremy's book comes in the aftermath of her eldest brother Josh Duggar's arrest for child pornography charges. He has pleaded not guilty, and a judge ruled on Wednesday to release him to third-party custodians as he awaits his July trial. After Josh was taken into custody last week, the couple spoke out, saying in a joint statement, "We are disturbed to hear of the charges against Josh. While this case must go through the legal system, we want to make it clear that we absolutely condemn any form of child abuse and fully support the authorities and judicial process in their pursuit of justice. The hope we hold, finding peace in the promises of God, is out now."